Here at the Republican Jewish Coalition meetings, proud to be joined by Congressman David Kustoff of Tennessee. We appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us. I know part of the Republican Party wants to start right now with 2024, but there's always, especially in this environment, a postmortem to be done on the midterm elections. What are your thoughts on what just transpired over the last couple of weeks, and how quickly can the Republican Party move on?
Well, let's set the stage. At least in the House, we won. I mean, we're going to have a Republican speaker. We're going to have all of our committee chairs. They're going to be Republicans, and they're going to have the gavels, and the Republicans are going to dictate the agenda that goes through the House of Representatives. So I'm very proud about that. And we're going to be in divided government. We knew we would be in divided government, certainly with Biden in the White House. But, you know, here's the crux of it. We've got a lot of problems in this nation. We've got inflation. We've got just the affordability. That's the thing that people talk to me the most about, is how expensive everything is. The crime issues, especially in the larger cities, the border, and all these problems, they've grown, they've exasperated under Biden. So first thing is, we've got solutions. Biden needs to work with us, but there's no doubt that this sets the stage, in fact, right now, for 2024.
I guess the question becomes, listen, there's going, I don't want to over dramatize it, but we can't gloss over it either. There's going to be an internal fight, and it's already begun within the Republican Party. The question is it going to be a harmful fight for leadership and direction, or is it going to be a healthy fight?
I think you always have these disagreements between family members, and Republicans are family members. We'll sort it all out. We choose the quarterback, and then you follow the plays. It's as simple as that. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to January 3rd, taking my oath. Let's get the speaker selected, and let's do what the American people have chosen us to do over these next 2 years.
What's the word from your constituency as to how they feel the party should take shape here in the future?
Well, again, you know, when you look at the things that they're most concerned about, we went from 2 years ago, where when Biden put his hand on the Bible, gas was $2.39 a gallon nationwide. People know what they're paying for gas now. They know what they're paying at the grocery store. They know if they can find a new car or used car, what they pay, or refrigerator. It's all about affordability. It's about being able to provide. It's wanting to make sure that their families are in safe neighborhoods and go to schools where their children can get an education. That's all deteriorated under one party rule, under Biden, Schumer, and Pelosi. They want to live in safe neighborhoods. They want to be able to have their dollar stretched as much as they can so that they can afford to put food on the table.
Yeah, everybody, when you talk about picking the quarterback of the party, everybody looks for certain attributes they want in their quarterback. What are the attributes you're looking for in the next leader and the next quarterback of the party?
In terms of 2023 or 2024?
Both, for both the speaker and for the president.
Well, look, the speaker is going to be Kevin McCarthy. And so Kevin's going to quarterback the next 2 years. He has worked harder than anybody. He's raised $500 million, $500 million for candidates so that we could get in the majority. And to me, that's a big deal. You know, 2024, we're going to have a whole good selection of quality candidates, probably from President Trump, who obviously announced this week, to former Vice President Mike Pence, to Mike Pompeo. You know the slate of people who are talking about it or who are interested. And in the end, frankly, it's up to them to convince the Republican voters that they are the right man or the right woman to lead the team. And I'm looking forward to doing it, selecting our nominee, and then working hard for our nominee so we get the White House back in November of 2024.
It was interesting this morning. You took the stage, followed by Congressman-elect George Santos, followed by Congressman-elect Max Miller, 3 Republican Jews back to back to back. It'll be an increase, a slight increase from the last tally of 2 Republican Jewish congresspeople. The Jewish population is a very, very small subsect of the American population. Then you whittle it down to Republican Jews. How do you increase the number, not just activists, because there are a lot of Republican Jewish activists, but electable Republican Jewish candidates? How can that be done?
Well, a couple of things. One is, candidates in general, I think it's harder to get good, qualified people to want to run for public office because they see what it takes to have to qualify, to put yourself out there and to put your family through the process of running for election. But the second thing on Republican candidates, I'm really proud that we've got 3 Republican congressmen in the House of Representatives. We can grow that. Part of it is, to your point, is to recruiting those good candidates, Republican Jewish candidates who want to put themselves up for office. They are out there. We just have to continue that recruiting effort.
Where do you look?
Well, you look where Republican Jewish candidates and citizens are. You look at my area, for example. In Memphis, there are probably less than 10,000 Jews in Memphis, but it's got one of the largest Reform congregations in the nation, Temple Israel. So we know where Republican Jewish potential candidates are in the various population centers. It's making sure that, number one, they express their interest. We do that recruiting. And I think it's also important, and for somebody like me too, to give them the experience of, number one, what it's like to offer yourself for public office, especially as a Jewish Republican, and kind of what that roadmap looks like for the campaign, and then maybe more importantly, after you win and you start governing.
It's interesting, the share of the Republican Jewish vote increased commensurately with the tenure of Donald Trump as president. Should Trump not return for 2024, how do you maintain those gains with another candidate, with another direction, without tailing off once again? What attributes can you retain within the Republican Party, even if that candidate departs the stage?
Promises made, promises kept. You got to give President Donald Trump a lot of credit because you go back X number of presidents, they all promised to move the embassy in Israel. They all did before Trump. Trump did it. Trump promised it, and he accomplished it. I look at the Abraham Accords, and that were signed in the fall of 2020. I was at the White House on the South Lawn when the agreement was signed. The United States, Israel, UAE, Bahrain, and I thought, there's probably only one person that could have gotten that done, and that was Trump through the force of his personality. So our candidates in 2024 on the Republican side have to demonstrate that commitment to Israel, and that Israel and the United States are going to be tremendous allies, and prove to the electorate that they can dot the I's and cross the T's, do all the blocking and tackling, and make sure that commitment to Israel is in fact accomplished just like it's promised.
Congressman David Kustoff, thanks so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you very much for having me.